You're repeating the things again?
Yeah, I'm doing the revision. Yeah, I'm doing a revision like the previous class because I forgot to send the recording of last class to Esperanza. So I'm just doing the revision of the last class and then I'll just continue. So I'll not be watching or working with the with the screen of Esperanza, but yeah, I will show her everything and then I'll move forward so that she just continue with us. So it will take like half an hour extra. That's fine.
Okay.
So if I want to include one cover page, it's very easy. I can simply the same way like when we are in the home tab. And if I want to make something bold or something, italics or highlight something, the same way we click that specific like command or button, right? The same way, if I want to include one cover page comes before this line, right? So it's at the start of the document. So I just simply click my cursor before it. I'll just go to the cover page and then I'll select what type of cover page I want. There are different cover page already available. Uh, and then based on the document you are working with, you may choose any document, like any style that can go with it. Like say if you are working with the balance sheet or something, you have a lot of different styles available. But for the regular write-up, you can choose anyone which you feel that it's going with your document. So let me pick up this one. This in the last class I picked up the different one. In this class, let me pick up this one, and then you can just type any name of it, like MS Office class, and then I can just type here evening session, evening class, MS Office evening class, and then the document subtitle you can give any like name of the author or something. So let me type here my name, Ghulam Raza. And one more thing, it is not necessary that you fill in the entire detail. If you don't want to fill in any detail, you can just like skip that part as well. So let's say if I insert here AAA Institute, and in the course title, let's say if I don't want to add anything, I can just simply select it and then click the delete button. That's it. So now it is not necessary that you fill in the entire detail or something. If you don't want to keep something, if you don't want to update something, you can just simply select it and then delete it. So now your cover page look like this one. And then let's move to the next topic. So that is if after any write-up, let's say after these two paragraphs, I need to send like I need a, you can say, blank page in between, like this paragraph and the rest of the document. Very easy. You can simply go to the next line here, right? So that your paragraphs are differentiated with the one line. So there is nothing, if there is numbering or something, it is not like making problem with the numberings. You can just simply go to the blank page, click it, and then you see the first line. You can see here. So this is your first like page number 1. Page number 2 is blank, and then the rest of the thing is on the page number 4. So if you come here, this page is all blank, right? So there's a blank page coming between. Sometimes we want but just remember this thing that always create your entire document first and then do the manual changes. Why? Because Word is very stubborn. Sometimes when people play too much with it, like manual changes, Word keeps remembering the changes, and then what happens? It start working in the same scenario. Let's say if I after half of the page, I'm just keep on pressing the page break or blank page or something, it will remember it, and then after every half page it start moving that way. Or if I make some changes in earlier one, like in the start of the document, if I make some changes, what will happen? Word remembers it. It keeps on applying the same formatting or form style, same style on the document, and then it will be difficult to make the things like back to normal, because system feels that whatever you are doing is the way you want to update your documents. Always remember, work with the document properly without using the manual changes or manual things. Once you complete your document, then you can start making some manual changes so that Word only make those manual changes where you are actually applying in the last, not to the entire document. So if you want one page break here, page break means you want only this line, or let's say one paragraph or one topic on this page, and you want to send the rest of the document to the next page. Always select the same way. Go to the end of the paragraph that you want to keep on this page, click enter so that you can see your cursor, and then simply click page break. What will happen after this paragraph? The word will like push the rest of the document on the next page. So this is the basic difference between the page break and blank page. Blank page brings one blank page in between the uh, you can say two pages, while page break is only pushing the document or the rest of the document that you want towards the next page. So this is the basic difference. Blank page normally,
Okay.
let's say if we are writing a story, we are using blank page for like if we are let's take the example of a novel. We are discussing about one scenario, one scene finished, and then if we want to write something about the next scenario, another story about the same novel, what we do, we normally give one blank page so that people know that one story is at pause, and now we are discussing about this next one. The similar way we are watching the dramas or something, there are different stories going on, and then once the one story is like they show us one character acting, and then they start showing us the second actor acting. So in between they normally have a pause. So when you're not watching the first actor, you actually put one blank page, so everybody knows that this is the place where he is at pause and now the second story is starting, and then ultimately you combine both of them at some time in the novel. So to give a pause to your story or something, you can just give one blank page, so that people will understand. And then if you want to insert one table in between, you can also bring one table here. It's very easy. You can just simply click the table, and then you see my table is maximum goes until 10 by 8. But let's say if I want to bring in a table which is uh, bigger than this one, let's say if someone wants to bring in a table which is 12 by 12, then you can just simply go to insert table, click it, and then you see you have the number of columns and number of rows. You can select 12 rows, 12 columns and 12 rows, and then click OK, and you see you have the table which shows 12 rows and 12 columns. One thing, as soon as you open the table, you see uh, there's a toolbar comes up on the top. This is called contextual toolbar. If you want to make some changes, or you want based on your requirement, you can choose different styles of your table, and you can see let's say when I'm hovering over it, you can see that the table looks different, like style. The way once I click it, it will be changed to this style. So I'll be looking like hovering over different styles, and I'll be thinking that which style suits my table most, and then based on that one, I'll be selecting the table. Let's say if I like this one, just click it, and my table is ready. So this is one thing that we actually bring in the table. Let's say if you want to bring in one more one more rows in the table, and if you are on this column, sorry, in this row, you can just go to the corner, and then you can do enter. You will get another one. If you want one more row, like when you're working, let's say previously you make 12 by 12, but afterwards you come to know that you have to add some more rows in the table. So you don't have to get confused. You can just simply click enter after each of it, and then it can keep on giving you uh, like uh, uh, one row extra. So that's the way you can increase the size of your.
Mm.
The next thing is in this one we have also learned, like after table we learned pictures. So there are two ways. Like in the older version of the MS Office, they mention the picture as the picture inside your computer, and the clip art. They use clip art to bring the picture from the online. So we'll be covering both of these things when we are working with the newer version of the MS Office. They give us the pictures like this one icon, and then if you open it, you'll find this device means the pictures in your computer, and online means if you want to bring a picture from the internet. So let me bring a picture from the my device has some pictures, but these are like personal pictures. But yeah, if I want to bring any picture from the internet, I can just simply click the online pictures, click it, and then you can have like you can select any picture. Let's say let me bring one picture of line. So you type it and then you click enter. All the pictures of like whatever the available pictures on the internet is available, they are actually shown on your screen, and then you can choose whichever you want. Let's say you want to bring in this picture, you can just select it and click one time and you'll get the picture here. Again, once you bring in the picture, you feel that there was a toolbar here. Again, that comes with the insertion of picture. So this toolbar is also called the contextual toolbar. Why? Because it opens in context to this picture. So if you want to make this picture bigger, smaller, or if you want to make it like frame style or whatever you want, you can do it. If you want to crop it, you can also use the crop button here, and then you can just, you see, if you want to crop it, make sure that once you click it, you have the L-shaped design on all the four corners, and then when you bring your cursor to next to this corner, it should look like the same style. And once you start dragging down, then you see, if I only want the face of that line, I can just select like this, and then I can also do the same thing from the downside, bring it until here, and then from the top side I further bring it down, so only the face of the line is here. And then once you are happy with your selection, like you want this picture, just simply click enter, and then you see your picture is actually remain the size you want. So that's how you can bring in the picture inside a document. And then we learned how to work with the uh, with the we skip this chart because we'll be learning more about charts when we are working with the Excel. Yeah, so then we start working with the screenshots. So in the screenshots, what we have is, if you want to bring a screenshot, you need to make sure that your cursor is, you can see your cursor. So there are two different ways of bringing the screenshot. Let's say if I want to bring a screenshot from the internet, sorry, not from the main screen, what I can do, I can select the PRT SCR button from my keyboard. I click it, and then I can go to my document and make sure that my cursor is clicked the place where I want my picture, and then I just simply go to Home tab and then click the paste button, or I can right click and select the paste. So any of these will work. So just for the sake of this one, I just do the right click. If you see this icon, it is the same as this one. So you can just select the paint option and then it will work. So let me click this one. Then you see my what's it called, screenshot. Screenshot is here. Another way of doing the screenshot is like you can use your uh, like a screenshot in the back. So like in the Word doc in the Word application itself. So that way is that is also possible. So let's do that part. Just let me open some of the windows so that we can see. Let me open some of the windows in the back. Firefox, right? So if I have some applications running in the background, Word knows that some of the applications are running, and then it will let me choose which screenshot I want to bring in. So you see, one is this one, because it can see that my one of the screen available is this one. The other one is any browser in the backend, and this one is Mozilla Firefox. So you can see the three different like screens available to take a screenshot. So let's say if I want to take a screenshot of the Firefox, I'll just click it, and then you see it can bring the picture. I don't know why it's just a minute. So let me insert the screenshot. It gives me three. Let me open the Mozilla. Okay, not now. Okay. Insert screenshot. So let me do it one more time. I don't know why it's not giving us everything. Let me open some. Right. One window, and then if I want to bring in, so maybe because I have not opened any windows, it was not showing us anything. Let me open this way. So it's not working. So just to give you an idea that my version is a newer one. So maybe it has some bugs. Sometimes I'm facing some of these type of problems, but I know the ways I can work around. So the same way, like if I want a screenshot for my document, like this page, I can always go here, like because I want a screenshot of this page anyway. So I can just select this page. I can do the print screen, and then I can go back to my document and I just take a screenshot of it. And in the meantime, once uh, MS Office will take care of it, they will just get rid of this bug. Then I'll be able to like take a screenshot from here as well. But I know that uh, the version you are using, you can just select from here, like go to the insert tab. In the insert tab, you go to the screenshot, and then you will see a lot of windows open in the back end. You will select one of these screen and it will come. So let me select this one, maybe it will work something. So you see this one is working. I don't know why it was not working with the other one, but it's showing us that it's working. But of course, we need to make sure that I don't know the reason, but yeah, we can see that you can bring the screenshot using this button as well. So one thing, as soon as you bring this picture here, again you see the contextual toolbar comes up. This contextual toolbar is actually uh, you can again it comes in you can say in context to this picture. So you can use any of these like the clip art or anything or cropping anything. You can do whatever you want. The one thing important is like if you want to make it a frame, you can go down and there are different styles available. You can just select it and you can see whichever the style you like. You can choose that one and it will work that way. So you can see this one, and yeah, again all of these pictures that you bring in are actually, even this one you select it, you can also do the same thing with this one, like arrow this one, this like the oval shape. Technically it is not coming in the oval shape, but you can make it oval shape, like you can just drag it and it will become oval shape. So there are different like you can use these tools to make your things more presentable the way you want. But always remember this toolbar, which is for the pictures, it comes when you are in like inserting a picture. So that's why it is called contextual toolbar, because it comes in context to the pictures. The same way when you are on the table, right now I am not like when I am here, like away from it, there is nothing, no contextual toolbar is here. But let's say if I click on the table itself, see on the top, the contextual toolbar comes in this one. In one, I have the design. The other one, I have the layout, like how I want my things to look like. So I have these options available. As soon as I click on the contextual tool, as soon as I click the table itself. So yeah. So next part is in the insert tab. We are learning about. Uh, yeah. So one more thing is the screen clipping. So sometimes we are let me click downside so I can show you this new item here. Sometimes we don't want the entire screen to be pasted here, because when you are when you are putting the screenshot, you are actually bringing the entire screen. Sometimes you don't want the entire screen, we only want part of it. So how you can do that? You can just simply go to the screen, like a screenshot. Once you click the arrow, you will find that the screen clipping. So if you want to bring only part of the picture, you can also use the screen clipping, and then you can select how much you want. So let's say if I only want this size, so I select it, and then you see I don't get the entire page of it. I only get the size of the screen I selected. I should just show you one more thing. Like sometimes, let me first delete it. Let's say if I want to, like I have a lot of things on my desktop. I don't want to bring the entire desktop. I just want to show that I have only these items on my desktop. How I can do the screen clipping? I can just simply select the like I go to the insert tab. I click the screen clipping. screen clipping, and then instead of selecting the entire desktop, I can simply start selecting the things that I want to bring into my Word document. I select it. You see, I have a very big screen, but I have not selected the entire screen. I only selected part of it, and only this part will come on the screen. So that's like screen clipping to your document. So now we learned three things. The one, bringing the screenshot of bringing a picture from the screen using the screenshot from the keyboard, which is like PRTSCR on every keyboard. This option is there. You can click that one and then bring it to your document and paste there. The other way of doing it is using the Word document insert tab, wherein you have two options, either the screenshot or the screen clipping. For the screenshot, you have the available options. You can see the available options here, and then you can select whichever the page you want to bring in. The other one is screen clipping. It's only you want to bring in the specific part of the screen, you can bring it in. Also, if you want to bring the entire screen, you can also bring with that one also. Like, it's not necessary that you can only clip the part of it. You can bring the entire screen as well. But if you want to bring the entire screen, then why to do hassle of like selecting and everything? You can simply go to that page, and then you can just simply you press the print screen button, come back to your document, and then paste it. That's much easier rather than like going with the screen clipping. So the next topic we covered in this one is the link and bookmark. So what is link and bookmark? Uh, Link in your document will be the hyperlink. Like in your MS Office will be the hyperlink. Hyperlink means, let's say if you are talking about your document, the document is all about, let's say about your bibliography, and then in that one you mentioned that you used to play football, or let's say you used to play tennis in your school life or college life. Then here you said that tennis is a game that is played by two people with the rackets in their hands. There's a small ball and this and that. It was started in that year. It was played in that year. He is the world champion of the. So now you are talking about yourself in your bibliography, but you start talking about the table tennis or the football or any other game, soccer or something. So what will happen? It is not fair for your document to have the information about some other things. So we bring in one hyperlink. So you will say that you used to play the table tennis, but if someone doesn't know what the table tennis is, they can always click that button, that link, and then they will see what table tennis is all about. So these things, this is called hyperlink. So let's create one hyperlink in the document. So let's say if I want to know the license, let's say if I want to see what is the meaning of license, license is just a regular word. Let me bring in any technical word. So assignment of pledge. Yeah, that's much better out. So let's say if I want to bring the pledge, the meaning of pledge, uh, I use this word in my document, but I know that some of the people doesn't know what is the meaning of pledge. So what I can do, I can simply make it a hyperlink so that if someone wants to know what is pledge, they can click it and they can see what it is all about. So let me create, I'll show how to create the hyperlink. Very easy. Select the word first, go to the link. Once you click the link, it will tell you like where you want this word meaning or whatever you want to create the hyperlink with, what like from which place. So if I create the hyperlink with my computer, uh, I can only read it on my computer. But if I want to create something on the internet, then anybody who can open it in their computer, they can always get the link and they can click it and get it open. So let me create it with the internet. So this is a sign that shows that it is the internet. It is available on the internet, or you can search for it for this word on the internet. Click it, and then it open this page for us. The word was pledge. Sometimes system bring this thing for us automatically. If it doesn't, don't get confused. Just type that word by yourself, and then you can just simply say pledge definition or whatever you want to like. So you see, it's, let's say this is the word that we wanted. Uh, a thing that is given as security for the fulfillment of a contract. So you see, this is the definition that I wanted, right? So I will keep this place as it is, and I will go back to my document because my system is following me, my word is following me. So once I open it, you see, it was following me, it was showing that where this definition is actually I found. Then I just simply click OK. Once I click OK, you see the color of the pledge changes. That shows that it's from the hyperlink. And then if I go near to it, I just show you, I think one more thing is, if I come near to it, you see it says press Control plus click to follow the link. So let me first close the place where I actually show you. So I close this one, close all tabs. So I want to show you that it's working. Close this one. So now I don't have it here, right? I don't have it in my, you can say, uh, in my browser. So if I come near to it, I just simply come near to it, and then as I show you that it was saying Control plus click, right? So once I come near to it, you see the button becomes like the finger showing this word. So if I if I press the Control button, then it shows the finger. If I remove my fingers from the Control button, it looks like a regular cursor. So once I click it, it becomes a finger, and then I just need to click from the key, from the, what's it called, from the mouse, and I'm on this page. So that's how you create the hyperlink. And then let me, yeah. So we have created the hyperlink, and then the next topic we covered was the bookmark. So let's say if you are studying or reading a book or this document, and the document is of 500 pages, and at the same time, like let's say you have some other things to do, and then you want to stop here. If you don't, it's a document in the computer. In the books, we used to have one paper or something we are keeping, and we fold the paper so that we come back and then we can just start reading from the same place. But when it's a computer, you cannot do those type of things. So what you can do, you can bookmark that page or that word so that as soon as you come back, you can open it again. How you can do that? Let's say if I read until this page, and then I read, let's say this is my this is a very big book, and it has, let's say, 500 pages, and I have read it somewhere around 167 page. And now what I do is I have to stop here. I'll be studying like after 1 week or 5 days or 7 days. So what I can do, I can simply select this word, I go to bookmark, and then I can just simply type it. Always remember, bookmark does not allow you to have spaces in between. So let me make something here. Let's say uh, today is Monday, and date is 10/5/2020. So it gives me the idea that I was reading on this day, and this was my last date. So just in case if there are many Mondays you saved with like a bookmark, at least you know which one is the latest one. So this is the place that you were working in the last day. Just simply click add. As soon as you click add, this place is bookmarked, and then you can just simply click save and then close it. So what happened is your bookmark is saved after 5 days, 10 days, even you will not get a chance to read this book for, let's say, uh, 15, 20 days. And now today you got a chance to read it. So you come back and then you open the book. Even you forgot your page number, right? You open it. Once it is open, go to the bookmark, and then you see you saved one of the bookmark which is coming on the top of the page here, and then you can just select it and click go to. So now you don't need to even remember where were you or something. It automatically takes you to the place where you left your like where you left, and then you can just start reading from here, or if you want you can just like read a little bit from the start of the page. So that's the bookmark. Next topic we covered was the header and footer. So header and footer are some of the things that you want on each of your document. Let's say if you are working with it, so if you want to make sure that every document should cover the title of the document, and at the end of the page it should have some page number or name of the author, you can always bring in using the header and footer. So if you only want the page numbers, it's much easier. You can just select it. You want the page number on top of the page or bottom of the page. You see different styles are coming up, or page margins, or whatever you want to select, you can do that part. Let's say if I want a page number at the bottom of the page, like this one, I'll just select it. And then you see at the bottom of the page, this comes up. Double click in the center of the page. Now you can see that my document is all at page number. So it's the same way like you are just selecting uh, like uh, uh, the same way like when you want to make something bold or italics or something. If you want page number, no worries, just go to the insert tab and then you have the page number itself. Or if you want to bring some header and footer, you can also work with that. So now, so just remember, if you bring the footer, the page number which is working as the footer will be gone and your document will be coming as like the selected footer. So let's work with that one. So let's bring one header first and then we'll bring the footer. So header, once you insert, it will be available or you can see them on all the pages. So let me bring the header. So there are different styles header here. I just use this one just for the sake of like completing this exercise. So if I select this one, you see it says on the top of the document, the document name will be coming, right? Document title will be coming. So you can have different styles available. And it says document title and author name. So whatever is your choice, you can select from them. In this one again, document title is here, but with the brown color. So there are different styles, colors available. You can use any of these. So let me choose this one this time. I don't know which one I chose in the last class, but I like this one because it only covers the document title, and this is what I want in my document. So you see, because I have given the name of this document as MS Office evening class in the cover page. So it has taken that information from the cover page and has pasted on all the pages the title of the document. So that's it. So now you have, always remember that when you are in the header and footer, you just need to click in the center of the page so that you can come out of the header and footer area and you can see a document. Just to give you the idea, if you want to work with the header and footer, double click on the header and footer. Then you see this is more bright and this become a little bit faded away. It means now you cannot work in the document area, you can only work with the header or footer. But when you double click in the document area, now this one is faded away and this one is bright. So now you can work in this one. So just in case, sometimes when people are working, they become confused that I can see my document, but I cannot type in it. So the reason is if you are seeing a document like this, so it means even you can see the document, but you cannot work with it because now you are in the place where you can only update the title of the document side, right? So the next is footer. So if I want to insert a footer, I can also insert it from here. So always, it's of course you know this thing, but just for the sake of class, you want to make sure that your document look nice. So what you do normally, you are matching up your footer with the header as well. You can bring any page number or whatever you want, but because I have chosen the blue color on the top, I'll be just looking for any blue thing in the downside so that my document looks nicer. That's it. No other reason, right? So I'm just trying to search for it. I have this line here, but this is quite big, and I can see here document title is coming here. I already have document title on the top, so I don't want to have the same thing again and again. I can choose for some other things. We can go down, and then here you can see it shows the color is like it's matching the color, and then of course the name of the author is there and number one is there. So I can see that I can use this one. So you can just click this, and I see it has automatically taken my name because my name is coming as author for this one. So it has taken this one automatically, and it has removed the page numbers from here, and it has start giving the page number as per the design I selected. And then again, this side is you can say bright, and if you come a little bit up, you will find that my document is actually blurred out. Why? Because I am in the header and footer area. Once I double click the document, and then you see my header and footer area is blurred out, or you can say a little bit blurry, but at the same time my actual document information becomes bright, so I can now work in my document. Yeah. So this is all about the header and footer. Then we discuss about, I skip this comment because we'll be working when we'll be working with the review. So I just like intentionally I skip this part. So yeah, and then we have the text box. This is very, if you are working with a document, normally you want to bring some document, like a special part of it. Like let's say if you are writing something about a story, and in that one, if you want to write a quote or if you want to highlight something, you can always use the text box. And as, let me bring into my document. Yeah. So if I want a text box, it's my choice how and where I want this thing. So let's say if I bring it in the center here, I can click the text box, and then you see, do you want the text box like this one, this one, this one? You can choose, and then you can select it. Let's say if I want it on the right side, if I click it, and then you see I got the text box on the right side, and here whatever the important text that I want to write, I can write it here. Maybe some of the information here is very important that I want to highlight. I can just highlight it here. There is another way of doing the like this is we have seen in the newspapers and in the storybooks. They, if they want to highlight something, they are putting it in the center of the page, highlighted on the side of the page, highlighted. So it shows that in this page, this is very important information that we need to keep. The same thing here. If you want to bring in one page like this or this, you can bring it in. So once you bring it, you see it's all covered by the write-up. But on the center, you can type that is important information, or you can just copy paste from the sides and then put it inside. So this is another way of highlighting the information that you want to let the readers grasp it fast, something like this. So yeah, you can use that part. And then of course, once you bring this the text box, you can also make it like a little bit like is stylish, or you can give a little bit font, different styles, all of these things, formatting and everything. And then you see, because it happens because of the this toolbox comes because of this text box. So this toolbox is also called the contextual toolbar. Why? Because it comes in context to this one. So if you want to make something bright, some pictures or something, if you want to bring anything, you can bring it in. Even you can make the style like this one. So your picture will be like a little bit. You can make it other way around. Like you can change the style of the text or anything. So all the things that you can make in this one, they are available here. So the people who are reading will be getting it more easily, grasp it that there is something very important. So this is the text box. And of course, once you are working with the text box, this format comes up, or this toolbar comes up. So this toolbar is called contextual toolbar. So I'm just not typing anything inside, but I just want to show you that if you want to bring it in, you can bring it. Sometimes at the start of the document, we are bringing the, like we have seen it in the newspapers and in the books, the first letter is very large in size, and rest of the paragraph is the normal font. So that is done by the drop cap. So let's say if I want to bring the entire line as the cap, like as very bold and bigger, I can select the entire one. But that is not that look that smart or beautiful. Normally people are using one first alphabet for the drop cap, and this is the one. So let's say if I select drop, yeah, selected. So you have seen this type of writing in different newspapers and other things. So that is actually it is brought using the drop cap options. So this is one more thing. And then you see, if you want to bring a picture, sorry, not picture, the signature to this document, you can always go at the end of the page or wherever you want to bring the picture. You can go there. Sorry, not the picture, the signature. You go there, and then you select the signature line here. This is the signature. So once you bring the Microsoft Office signature line, you can click it. And then you see it is asking you for your information, name of the person who is signing. So let's say my name is Ghulam Raza. And let's say my designation is instructor. But you will be typing the information, like if you are typing any document or agreement, you'll be typing the name of the person, his designation. And this one is actually, you can say, it's not mandatory. You can just skip it. If you have this information, you can type it if it's required. Otherwise, this is enough. And then just click OK. And then signature line comes up. I think on this page, the space is not that much. So it has pushed the signature line on the next page. Let me bring it up. Maybe, no, there's not enough space. So yeah, I can bring this thing, still I can bring it, but I don't want to just like get you confused. But yeah, if you want, and always remember, if your signature line go on the next page, always bring at least one paragraph or something to the next page so that it will look like it's a continuation of your agreement. So this is just to make your documents more eye-catching. Otherwise, it's not mandatory, but this is because otherwise you are taking signature of your customer on a blank page. So it's better to like bring one of the paragraph on that page or make your, let me do this thing. I just show you, but don't try to do it much. Sometimes people may make mistake. You can make this size smaller, further smaller, and then maybe it will come up further smaller. See, now it's on this page, right? So you can adjust these things by yourself, like a little bit playing with it, and you can work with it. So you can bring the signature on the same line, and of course you can, if you want to bring some date or something, you can also bring that part. You just need to bring, make sure that you can put the cursor where you want this information, and then just simply click the date and time, whatever you want, and just click OK. So that's how you can bring these information. Okay, so I am just taking it off so that my document looks nice and clean. The only thing is, normally when we are putting a date and information, we are making sure that customer signs or put the date under it or next to it, not like on one page the document and the other pages date is. So yeah. So once it is done, we have another thing is the equation and symbols. As I told you in the earlier class, that this software is not only for the office people like us. Mathematicians and statisticians are also using it. So this is the place where they are using. So I just show you one example. If they are working with, they want to bring some equation here on this page. Let me first click that information. If they want to bring some information on, that's this page, any equation, they can go to the equation, and if they find their equation, they can just simply click it, and that equation will come here. So let me give you this example. If I want this equation in my document, I can just click it, and then it comes in like on this page. Sometimes when they are working, like the scientists or mathematicians, when they are working, the formula they are working with is not available. They are trying to bring their own formula, or they want to work with their own numbers. They can also derive that formula or type their formula by themselves using the symbol sign. So click the more symbols, and there are a lot of symbols available. So the way of applying this one is like your cursor is here, you want to bring something here. So I just show you an example too. I'm sorry, I think my cursor was not there. So let me first bring my cursor on the right place. Yeah. So let's say if I want to type 2 plus 3 or 2, and then I can bring any symbol. 2 is less than or equal to, and then X. X. So that's how I can write my own formula or something just using these symbols or like things. But of course, I'm not a scientist or a mathematician, so this is not pertaining to me. But I was just telling you, just in case if you are working with someone who is actually writing the formula, you can always like, and he's writing on this page or copy or something, you can always find those symbols inside this one, and then go to more symbols, and you Here you will find all those symbols, and then you can choose, like you have a lot of things inside, like this is the currency symbols, you can also select it. So Greek extended, general punctuation, and then there are some mathematics, engineering. So there are a lot of information here. And you have to choose which one you want to use for your work. And let me find something, and then I'll show you mathematical operators. So if I click it, so now all the things that are here are actually pertaining to the mathematics. So these are some of the ways you can work with the symbols and equations. Of course, in the past 20 years, I'm using more than 20 years, like 22 years, I'm using MS Office. I never use it, but just in case if you're working somewhere and you want to use it, so they are available in the Insert tab in the equation symbol option. So then we covered in the last class about the design. So in the design phase, we actually work with three items, which is the watermark, page color, and page borders. Watermark is like we have seen that some of the documents has in the background pictures. Sometimes they have the confidential word, confidential or do not copy, these type of words in the background. So though we can bring those things in our document using the watermark button. Just to give you the idea that in the newer version it is in the design tab, but in the older version it is in the layout tab. So you will find the same options in the layout tab. So the first thing is, let's say let's bring the watermark. So you see some of them like confidential, this style, do not copy, don't copy are here. But let's say if I want to bring my own watermark, what I can do, I can just go to the custom watermark. I click it. Once I click it, I have the first one option, no watermark, which is my screen. It doesn't have any watermark. If I want to bring a picture watermark, I can just click it. I can select the picture. Normally, we have seen some of the companies are actually using the background pictures, so they use that way, this way. Either you can bring it from your computer. If the picture is on your computer, you can bring it in like your company monogram or something, and then you can bring it in here. Or if you don't have it, you want to bring it from the internet, you can just type here whatever you want to bring, click enter, and then you will see a lot of pictures. Let's say I want to bring this picture, select it, insert, and now click OK. If you see, because it's a you can say it's a watermark. That's why they know that after having this picture, you will be typing over it. If they make it very dark, your word and the picture will become mixed to each other. So they don't want to get you confused. So that's why you see it's very blurry, very light in the background. It's applied on all the pages. Normally we have seen it on the builders in the builders letterheads. They print their building or something in the background and you watch it. So that's how you can bring the watermark for the picture. But if you want to bring the watermark for your name, something like you want to customize it, you can again go to the custom watermark, click it, and then instead of picture, you select the text watermark. And now you can choose this text, like instead of ASAP, I am typing my name, Raza. And then you can choose or work with different font styles or whatever. You can choose the color, whatever you want to make it. But I just go as it is right now. And then I can just simply click OK. So once I click OK, you see in the background, my name is coming as the watermark. So in all the pages, so yeah, right? So that's how you can bring the watermark on your document. The next thing comes up is the page color. Please remember that page color is very expensive. Why? Because if someone is actually, let's say you are doing a presentation, and then if you have to print it out, the entire your ink will be eaten up by the printer. So what you do, normally if you want the color printout, always use the color pages. But yeah, if you are sending a gift card, or let's say if you are sending someone greeting, then you can one page or something, you can make the color like background as a color one. How you can do that part, select the page color and then choose what color you want. So let me, once you're hovering over it, it will show you how your document will look like. So you can choose the one which you feels that this is of your taste. So let's say, uh, let's say, let me go with this one. So once you click it, you can see the page, all the pages are actually colored into the blue, and you can see everything now. in the blue color. And then if you want the page borders, go to the page border on the right side. And then you can choose. Right now, you see all the borders are clear. Why? Because it's selected as no borders. If you select the box, see now it becomes the box. If you select shadow, it looks like two sides are thin and the other two sides are a little bit more thick. So it's like shadow. 3D, you can do that way. So here is the style. So you can choose from here and then you can apply to it. So let me go with the box style, which is like the regular one. If I want the boxes to be thick lines, I can select the lines from here, select it, and then click OK. And then my document is having the borders. Borders is not a problem, but color page is a big problem. Like it can eat up your color ink. So avoid using that part. If you want to make something on the color paper, buy the color paper. That would be much cheaper than coloring the entire page with the colors. So yeah, so we have covered this part. Paragraph spacing and other things like font and colors we have already covered in the home tab. Like here, here we have covered this style. This comes in between, I think. Paragraph spacing is here. So that we have covered in the same way. When we are working here, this one, style, we have already covered in the home tab, like here. So these are some of the things that they are duplications. I'm just skipping some of these to avoid like spending time on the same thing that we have covered in the previous tabs. They just make it easier for us that I don't have to search for these things in the like other pages. Like say, if I have to apply the paragraph spacing, I don't have to go back to the home tab and then start working. I can do it from here. So that's the only thing. One more thing, I skipped this one, the draw option, because this is if someone has a touch screen, they can use it. There's not much like you can say. When you're working the offices, it's not that much in use, but just to give you an idea, it's just the touch screen. Once I select it, if I put my fingers like this, and then it will do you can say selection. If I want to type or write anything, I can start writing something. You can see it. If I want to make it bolder, I can write this one. So these are when you are having the touch screen, you can work with it. I just do undo for this one because not very much in use in the offices. And my thing is I just want to make sure that you once you go to work or job or office, you are able to work with more tools rather than just like we spend time something which is not very much in use in the offices. So layout. So yeah, so until the last class we have covered whatever we have covered until the last class. Today we will be starting from the what's it called? Today we'll start from the layout. So yeah, any question?
No, it's fine.
Fine.
I'm okay.
Yeah, okay. And Nazia, you're good?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. So let's start with the layout, which is like this option. Layout is the place wherein you are actually working with your document size, styles, these things. So the first thing is normally we all have like a standard margin, like that is like the system is working like the normal one, or system go with the last custom setting, all of these things. So if you want to go with this one, normal one, you see on the top, bottom, left and right, all the sizes are 1 inch. Like it keep everywhere 1 inch size. So if I click this one, so it will be my document will be selected as like every part of it. Once I be printing, it will keep 1 inch on all the 4 sides. If I select this one, then it will select the half inch on all the 4 sides, and you can see it's making those changes. If I want to bring it to normal, if I click it, and then it has bring that part. Next thing, if I want to customize it, sometimes what happens is we have not much space and there is 1 or 2 lines remain. We want to make sure that those 2 lines we can bring it in the same page. We can use the customize margin, and then we can just select, instead of giving so much space in up and down or right and left side, we can use the, like we can make it smaller from here, make it smaller from here, something like this, to adjust the document in lesser pages. Then we have the gutter position. Gutter position is something like where you will be putting the let's say when we are like doing a printout. So afterwards, either you are doing the staple or you punch the document so that you can put it in the file or folder. So this is the gutter position is the one where you will be punching the machine, you will punching the paper, like either you staple a punch on the top of the document or on the left side of the document, so that you'll be selecting here. And let's say if you want to punch it on the left side of the document, so do you want extra space to give for the gutters? Let's say you give 1/2 inch for the document on the left side, and then click OK, and then you see your document will be once once you will be printing. If there is anything which is on the corner, it has actually pushed it towards the right side, so that once you are punching or when you are stapling, it is not making your document hurt. By hurt means it does not do a
No, means
punch
nothing.
on the words or documents itself. So yeah, so this is one thing. And then orientation right now, it's like portrait. Portrait means when it's the document is in a shape which is like the you can say height is in standing position. So this is the orientation which is like portrait. But let's say if you want to make it like for the pictures and other things, we normally prefer to have the landscape, which is like by saying it, we know that the landscape shows that what does it mean. The picture will become the paper flip. It just the length will be on the downside, and it will be or you can say it will be lesser in length, but more broad. And when you are in the portrait style, it is less broad, but height is bigger. So the same thing here. So let's say right now my document is in portrait. If I want to make it landscape, then it will look like this one. So this is the difference between the landscape. Let me go down a little bit, and then you can feel the difference. Right. So it looks like now the landscape style. If I want to make it portrait, and then it looks like this one. So we don't need to confuse with that one. Why? Because when we are selecting, it also shows us. See, portrait is like the height is bigger and the width is smaller. When you're working with the landscape, the height is smaller and the width is bigger. So it shows us that way as well. So you don't have to confuse with that one, because system itself is showing you how to work with it, or you can choose whatever you want in this one. Next thing is the size. So there are different sizes. Like in America, it's all letter size. But if you go to the Asia or some other countries, they always use the A4 size. So here we are actually always selecting the letter size. Legal people are using the legal size. Some people are using A3 size, A4 size. So A4 size is the one which is very much common in Asia side. Whenever they are sending letters or something, they use this one. So if you see this one, 8.27, a little bit like broader. This one is a quarter inch broader. When it comes to the length, it is 11.69. This one is 11 inch. So it is almost half inch or something like that. The A4 size is bigger and thinner. This one is sort of more broad but smaller in size. So these are the two mostly common size of paper people are using. Legal size is always different. It is a little bit longer in size because we are putting the stamps on the top of the legal documents. That's why they need some extra space for the stamping. So this is that's how you can select, like based on your requirement, you can select the page sizes. Sometimes when we are typing our document, we see that our lines are very small and it is eating up a lot of spaces. We have seen it in the newspaper. They are, because they know that if they write every news in one line, they will actually losing a lot of the paper size. That's why they make the small lines. The same way, small columns. So that's the same way. If you want to apply the like your document into the column style, you can select it. You can select how many columns you want, 1, 2, 3, or you want to make it to the left side or the right side. So let's make it 2, and then you'll get the idea how it look like. So this page is is very small, so it has all finished in one column. But let me bring to the other page where we have a lot of stuff. Here you can see the two lines are here. This is the importance of, you can see it here, right? One column is this side and one column is this side. Let me see if I have something else. So yeah, so we have this page only, but let me do something else. So now you'll see what I was talking about. So normally we have in the newspaper this type of info, like this type of columns. In some of the books, there are two columns, like on the left side and the right side. So you are actually avoiding wastage of like pages or space on the page. So this is another thing that we actually work with the columns. Page break we have already learned. If you want to give the page numbers, or sorry, line numbers, you can just simply click line numbers and then continuous. Then you see all the line are actually counted. So yeah, not very much in use in work, so I'm just skipping it. But these buttons are as it says. If you want to bring some line numbers, you can bring it in. If you want to make it two columns, you can do it. Let me make it the like regular one, right? And then because we have to work a lot on this one, so I just don't want to spoil my, like I don't want to play more with my document. Yeah. So that's how you can play with your document. Hyphenation is something like, if you in the older days, if you remember when we were writing something, and then if we have a word which is bigger than which is quite big and it's not coming in the same line, what we used to do, we just make a dash and push the rest of the document or write the rest of the document in the next line. That is hyphenation. So here we'll be learning that part. Let's see. Let me see here. I'm just making it a little bit bigger. Now you see, because management word cannot come in this line, so what it has done, it has pushed the management word on the next line. So if I want to bring the hyphenation, I can also I can go here, the hyphenation, I can make it automatic, I can do manual. Automatic means once I do automatic, then it will apply to the entire document. But let's say if I don't want to apply it on the entire document, I just want to make it manual. I select manual, and then it will give me the option. Do you want to break it at man, or do you want to break it at manage? So let's say if I want to break it at man, I select it. If I want to break it at manage, I can click it here. So let's make it this place. So do you want to apply? Yes. And now you see my no, let me close it. So because we want to work with the, and if you see here, it has mentioned the man here, and then it has pushed the rest of the document, rest of the word in the next line. So this is called hyphenation. Right. And then of course, this part we have already covered. Just to give you the idea, if you see here in the home tab, we have covered it here, here inside. So we have covered this part here, like before, after lining, left and right lining. So this we have covered, but just to give you the idea that it is the same thing. How much space you want from the left side, how much space you want from the right side, how much space you want in the two lines or paragraphs, like how much space you want to give. So if you want to make more space on this one, like let's say if you want to make it more space on the left side, then you can just simply increase the size here. And then you see it's moving the right, it's moving the line towards right. The same way it's left. If you want to make it like towards right, then you can just simply click here. Then you can do it like this. So it's all of these things, whatever you are doing here is applied to your document on the downside. And then if you want spacing between the two lines, you can also select the line like before. If you want space before this line, just simply click, and then you'll see it will start going down. You'll observe it. See why? Because we are increasing the space before this line. If I want to reduce the space before this line, I can just simply click it. It will come back. And then you see it's by default in the entire document, every like 2 paras has a difference of 8 points. So let's say if I want to increase it, so now you see we just did it for the before. My cursor is here. So if I increase or decrease the size here, it will be impacting the downside of this cursor. So why? It says after. So let's say if I increase it, you see the next line is making more space. If I increase it, if I decrease it, the next line is making like coming back towards the position. So these are the same thing that we have covered in the home tab, but yeah, it's when it is here, so I just don't mind in telling you the same thing one more time, just to do as a refresher. Here comes very important and very beautiful thing. We have just did this thing here. Here we have did it for the text. Nazia, I remember that I told you when we were discussing here, like when we were discussing about the like text box here, I told you that you can bring in the picture the same way. So today we'll be working with the bringing the picture in this place as well. So let me go to the layout. So let's say if I want to bring one picture, and then I have to put the same way, like I want, I'll show you how to work with it. So let's bring the same line picture here. Again, how can I bring the picture? I can go to Insert tab. I can bring one picture, which is like line, online pictures. I can bring anything, like whatever you want, but I always prefer to bring the line. I don't know why I like lines. So line, and then you can choose any of these pictures. Let me bring the white line. So we don't have the white lines. Oh, it's coming up. Okay. So maybe we'll find something. No. So let's go with whatever we have. So let me this time bring a picture of this line. So I select it, I insert it. So now you see my come here, right? Now this is my this is a time when I have to decide how my picture will look like. So this is the like line pictures comes in between. Now I have to choose which position I want to work with it. So let's say if I go to the position, and then I'll choose whether I want it on the top of the page, center of the page, downside of the page. Let me see the complete page. I think the page. So let me go a little bit up so that we can all see how it will look like. So yeah. So this is the time when I actually can select whether I want my line to appear on the left corner, like this one, or I want it in the center, like this one, or I want it in the right corner, or I want it in the center of the screen. And then once I click it, you see the page automatically. It's not like it's two columns. It is continuing, preparing letter for creation, and then it's completing, right? And then how it is done, if you see the position, it says it's wrapping, right? So what it does is like it's starting from this one, and when the picture starts, it just cover the picture, like it remains the picture as it is, and it just keep on working left and right with the words. And then you can select how you want it to be appearing, like either you want only the top and bottom, like you want the picture to be on the same screen or behind the text. So you can see the picture in the back end, but your words are on the top or in front of text. Now your text is hidden and your picture is in the front, or you can also move with the text. So you see with this one, your line picture is there and your text is actually, and here you can see your line is here, and then as soon as the picture starts, the sentence move towards the next, like towards the next portion where the picture is not there. So it is actually making a circle, or you can say uh, not the circle. Circle is not the right word, but yeah, it is just uh, the typing is done around the picture. It is not on the picture, under the picture, or over the picture, or only top and bottom of the picture. It is actually around the picture. So you have seen this type of document in a lot of places. So this is the way you can do that part. So then we have the references. So in this one, we will be learning a very good topic in the references, which is the table of content. So before starting table of content, uh, I want to there are some topics which are quite big. So table of content is one of them. Mailings is another of them. So I'll be discussing these two topics like at the later stage, because I don't want to like start a topic and then stop in between. So let's learn something which are very small. Okay. So after in the references, the next thing is table of content that we'll be learning like after 5-10 minutes after the break, when we can continue with that entire thing. But yeah, sometimes we are using some of the information. Let's say I'm typing a bibliography, or let's say if I'm talking about some game or something, if I'm writing a very big paragraph, some of the information I take it from the internet. So once I take some information from the internet, what happens is like I am taking some other people's, you can say, information. As you can see here, this photo by unknown author, license under blah blah blah. So you can see the photo is here, and the name of author or the person who takes it is here. But when you are talking about the paragraphs, someone has put it in their book. So you want to make sure that you are giving the credit of those words to the person who wrote it. So what you do, or sometimes you want to discuss more about one letter. Let's say if you know the name, what is the meaning of mortgage, but I don't know the meaning of mortgage. So what happened? You can also select this word and then make the footnote for this one, so that people can know that what it is all about. So how you can do that part? You can select the word, click the insert footnote, and then you see on the top, system has given it a number like number 2. It means I created one footnote before which I have not deleted it yet. And then you see number 2 is appearing on this document. So I'm just giving the same word here, mortgage. So we know that the number 2 is the mortgage. Let's say in the document, if I create one more footnote, let's say exception, and then I create the insert footnote. And then you see, because it is after the word mortgage, it has given me, like it has put the number 3 here. You're talking to me? And then you can type here the exception. We are just typing, just remember that here we are only learning how to bring these things on the document. So it is your choice. If you are looking for the meaning of exception, you will be deciding what you want to bring it in here, what you will be typing here. But for the sake of creating the footnote, it's very easy. Select the word and then just click the insert footnote button. So if I want to bring in just one more. So let's say this is number 3. Now let's say you found out that this is the word deferral you want to add. If you select this deferrals and you want one more footnote, And now you see, system is smart. System knows that deferral word come before the exception. So it has given deferral number 3 and exception number 4. So it has automatically adjust the place. So now I'll be typing here deferrals. Yeah. So that's how you can insert the footnote. If you want to go, and these are the options wherein actually you are once you click it, it will be automatically going to the place where the footnote was created. Next footnote. So this is the last one. So if you want to the let me go to the first one. If I am here at the start of the page and I have to see what are the footnotes or where are the footnotes, I can just simply click next. It will go to the first one. See, it has taken this one as the footnote. Then next, this is the second one. And next, I can see, where is it? Here. It's blinking here already. I was trying to search for it. And then if you click next, and then you see this is the fourth one, it is actually blinking next to it. So these buttons are actually, one is to insert the footnote, the other one is to search for the footnotes. And if you click the short show notes, click it, then it will just come, like if you, once you have selected the fourth one, it has just come to that footnote again. If you are on the third one and you want to see, oh, this has some information, so you can just click the show notes and it will come down where you have mentioned about this footnote. Always remember, it's very footnotes are very small, like the numbers are very small, and when it's in the document, it's hard to find it. That's why they already given us this option to search for it automatically. And just to give you the example of the footnote, I just want to show you one more thing, which is like Wikipedia. Wikipedia, if you go to the Wikipedia, and you see how many footnotes are here. Let me minimize it so that I can show you. If you can see, I don't know, I can only see here 353. So you can see that how many footnotes are used in the real world, or people are using it. How important the footnote is. So like this one, they on 365, the word in the footnote of 365, they discuss that this is taken from this place. It was done in this book, ISBN, all those information, whatever they want to put is here. The same way here, if you come down, the coffees inside, blah, blah, blah. So you can see that whatever the information, whatever the source of that information is, they are putting it in the footnote. So that's the importance of it. And we have just seen how to insert the footnote. Very easy to work with it, very simple. Simply wherever you want the footnote, select that word. Let's say if you want to select a footnote on custody, select it. Let me do it first. Once you select it, simply go to the insert footnote and it's done. You got it. And then here you can type the source or whatever you want to bring the information, or what information you want to share about this specific word. You can just type it and yeah, it's done. So this is another thing. If you want to find any word, like it is a simple way, like let's say if I want to find the meaning of security or insure, so I select it. It's very simple. It's not very difficult, but yeah, just in case. You click the smart lookup and then it will select the word insure and it will tell you how to pronounce it. It's simply the dictionary and then you can see all the meanings and everything in that one. So it's nothing to worry about this one. And then if you go to the next topic, which is here I don't find anything which is we need to discuss. Mailings. Mailings I'll be starting after the break. So we have two topics to cover after the break. The first one is the table of content and the next one is mailings. So let's start working with the other topic, which is like review. In the review tab, we have spellings and grammar. So spellings and grammar is actually, let's say if I write this document, and in this document, if I before finalizing it, I just want to make sure that there is no spelling mistakes or grammar mistake. I can simply go to spelling and grammar, check, click it. System will check it. We have finished checking your documents, but because I actually start checking from the center of the page, so it says, do you want to check the rest of the document? Like, because I skip the top one, I'll say yes, and then system will test everything, and then wherever it finds the problem or like spelling mistake or anything, it will start giving me the idea. So how to work with that one? Just 1 minute. How to work with that one? Very easy. I write here in insecurity. Of course, previously the word was security, so I added one in security, and then I add another in another class. I just add another in insecurity. So now the system is actually saying that I need to make it correction, right? So if I want to keep it as it is, I will say ignore once. If I want system to don't alarm me about the same mistake in this entire document, I'll be saying ignore all. Or if I want to system to remember this word for the rest of its life, so every document wherever I'm working with, system will not alarm me. I'll just say simply add to dictionary. So once it is added to the dictionary, system will not tell me that it seems to be a wrong word. So let me do correction for ignore once, right? I select ignore once, and then just a minute, let me. So here it has selected the next insecurity. I just say ignore once. Just let me click it. So let me say ignore once one more time. So now it has come to the next word, which is again the similar word. In insecurity, I say ignore once. It goes to the next word, which is the wrong spelling. It says the possible meaning is release. So let's say yes. If I want to accept it, I'll just select it. Yeah, I want to change it. And then it says the spelling of collateral is not correct. Do you? But it doesn't give me any option. So let's say if I want to keep it, I can say ignore ignore once. But actually the problem is it says this is the deleted word, like it's a repeated word. So if I don't want to keep it, I can simply say delete repeated word. So again, you see collateral is here, collateral is there, again it's repeated. So it suggests me to delete the repeated word. I can select it. And now I'm sorry, my spelling and grammar check is done. It says okay, and we are good. So we have done the spelling and grammar check. Another way of like the same thing like here we have done in the references smart lookup. The same thing in here as well. Similar thing is like if I want to see the meaning of something, I can just simply select it, and then I can just simply do the Thesaurus. It will give me what is the meaning of this mortgage. So if you want to see the meaning of any of the word in the Word document, simply select it, highlight it like, and then go to your review, and the Thesaurus will give you that part. Next part, which is like if you when you are working with the in the school days when we were working, teachers are telling us, okay, write an essay of 500 pages or write an essay of 200 pages, something like this. So what we used to do, we were typing it, and then teachers were used to count those words in MS Office. That is done easy for us. We can simply say word count, and it will give us total 8 pages, 488 words, characters with no spaces, this many, character including the spaces, this many, paragraphs, 29, lines, 253. So it has given us what is the statistics of my entire document, and then I can work with it. So yeah, let's close it. And then we have one more thing, which is like we have done. Okay, so we have done until here. Naji, you want break now, or you want to have a break like after 5-10 minutes?
It's up to you. I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay. So So now we have done the word count. So next topic that we will be covering is the new comment. This part is actually importance. If you want to, what happens is sometimes when people's like more than one person is working on a document, what they do is uh, uh, they want to discuss something. Let's say if I am not convinced with any of the word, I don't delete it. Or if someone is not happy with my document or something, they are not happy with it, then they don't delete it. What they do, they discuss with each other. In the corporate world, it's not like go and just sit together and then try to resolve it. That is also possible, but normally everyone is busy. They all have their own schedules, so they are sending the document with their comments. So how you can give the comment? Let's say if I am not happy with this paragraph, I'll select it and then I'll click new comment, and then I can give here my comment like, do we need this para in the document? And then I finish. And then when it goes to the other person, he will read it and then he will give the reason why this paragraph should be here. Or if he is convinced that okay, we don't need it, we can both decide that okay, we don't need it, and then we can mark it as resolve. So that's how it goes. So let me make some of the like comments here so that you can get the idea what is the purpose of other buttons. So let me make a few more commercial documents, new comments, and then let me make one more here, disbursement. So let's say I put some comments in here, right? So if I am on this comment, right? So if I'm on this comment, I can just click next, and then I don't have to search for it. This document is very small, like it's only one page. But when you're working with a lot of pages, let's say when you're working with the agreement, sometimes the agreements are of like 50, 20, 50, 50 100 pages. So if you, and all of those pages have comments on it. So let's say the first comment is on page number 5, the next comment is on page, let's say on page number 25. So you have to go all the way, all the 25 pages to find the next comment. So what you can do, if you have the comments here, you can use this previous and next button to go to the next comment. And then you don't need to search it on each page. It will just directly go to the next page. And then you can just see the comment and respond to it. If you are on the last one, and if you want to go to the previous comments, you just simply click the previous one. And then you'll be on the comment which is like you were looking for. And then of course, so these two buttons are done. Let's say if I want to delete any comment, select it and then delete. Now you see the comments are now, one of the comment is deleted. So that's how you can add the comments or delete the comments, or if you want to read comments in different places, you can go to those places. So here, if you want to write it, like if you are using the, like if you are using the touch screen or something, you can also write the comment by yourself. So this is the option here. You can see here like this. But this is not that much important, so I'm just deleting this one. Okay, so here we have covered the comments part and the review phase. The next thing is track changes. So now we are left with only 3 topics. One is a table of content, the second one is mailings, and third one is the track changes. So these will be covering after like 10 minutes break. So we'll be start at 6:55. Okay, I'm pausing the recording, and once we come back, we'll be just covering those important. These 3 are very important topics for the word, and we'll be working with those. Okay, so let's come back at 6:55.
Okay.
So now we will be learning 3 topics which are very can say important. The first one we will be learning is the first one is the table of content. The second thing that we'll be learning will be mailings, and the third one will be the like track changes. So let's start working with the track changes, and then we'll start working with the other two. So again, the same way what we have learned is, if you when more than one person is working on a document, it is not fair to delete any of the words that we have discussed in the very first class. Again, the same thing if you want, but sometimes people are actually making changes. So if you want to avoid that part, you can restrict the editing. How you can do that part? So instead of like either if you click this one, track changes, what will happen if someone make changes in this document? You can see the difference, or if someone wants to delete any of the word, you can see those things like visibly, that someone wants to delete it or someone wants to add some of the information in my document. But if someone do it and then like accept the changes, like from here, let me do this part so you get the idea. Accept, and then this one, if I accept it also, so what will happen? Nobody will know that I have done those changes here as well. So in order to avoid that part, like I don't only you can say apply the track changes. I also make sure that it is restricted, like nobody can make changes unless I authorize. How we can do that part? We'll go to the restrict editing option here, and here we have three options. Either like the first one is formatting restrictions. It's only nobody can nobody can make changes except the thing which is allowed. But normally when you're working in the documents, you are selecting the second one, which is editing instructions, because we are really concerned in the documentation about the formatting. We are more concerned with the document itself. What we can, like the first one is no change, read only. So anyone can see my document, but they cannot make any changes in that one. Or the other option is, let me show you this one. So if I click this one, yes, start enforcing, and it will be asking for a password. So for this one, I just give one password 123. Again 123 for the sake of class. But of course, once in the practical environment, we are giving some password which is like tough to break. Then you click OK, and now you see my document is saved. If I try to type something, it's like a PDF document. It's not allowing me to type anything. I click so many times, but you can see nothing happened. The document become restricted. Nobody can edit my document. They can only read it. So I just, if I want to stop this protection, I can just simply click stop protection, and here I can type my password, and then I click OK, and then you can see I can type something here, right? The next thing is, if I want to not only the read only, I just want to make the things as comments. Like people can do the comments, but they cannot change my document. So I can just go to this next one, like comments, and in this one, I can always if I try to do, sorry, I have not saved it yet. So once I put the comments, I have to apply the changes. I'll be updating my password so that nobody except me can change in this document, and then click OK. And now you see, previously we were unable to create anything. We were not even make any comment. It was all a plain document that is read only. Right now, if I try to type something, you can see it's not letting me type. But if I give a comment, I can always give a comment about any word. I can give my comment on any document. So it means system is allowing me to give my comment, but it's not letting me type in my document. So this is the place where, let's say, if you don't trust people to play with your document, you want to save it. At the same time, you want people's opinion on your document. You can give them, or you authorize them to to give you the comments, and at the same time, you actually will update those comments or discuss with them, finalize the comments with the person. But the only thing is, like, if you see, if someone is playing with the comments this way, or if someone is giving the comments, and then let's say if 2 or 3 people are working on a document, then you have to update all of those places, updated comments, and then you have to go back to the people again. So what my practice was, I always restrict the document with the track changes option. So I just show you here. So you see, if someone says, okay, add one paragraph after this line, and he write that paragraph here, or the same way he just write every place different things, and then I have to update those things by myself. But if we give them a track changes option, that will make our life easier. So let me open this one. Now you can see I can authorize the people to select. I can also authorize the people to filling in the form that we have seen in some of the places where we can just fill in the places, the provided places, small boxes or underlined places that we can fill in. The rest of the document is like restricted. Nobody can change those places. But the best we are using in the documentation is the track changes. You select it, and then again you start the protection, and then again the same 1 2 3. I just give the password for my like this class, and then click OK. So now anybody can make changes. Let's say if I am working with the document, I can change it, I can delete it, I can give my comments. So you can see. So now everything can be done, but it is already highlighted. Like everything is highlighted. If I delete something, that will be highlighted. If I add something, it will be highlighted in different font color. And if I add something, it will be, of course, showing me in the red color that I have given my comments in this one. So all of these things are actually, you can say, visible for me to realize that what are the changes made in the last session. So all of this is done. And one more thing. Previously, I don't know right now, but in the past, if I make some changes, it can show that who made this change. So yeah, you can see Ghulam Raza deleted this thing, right? So you also got the information. Let's say if more than one person are working on a document, let's say more than one person are working, let's say three, four document, there are chances that you will get this, like there are chances that you don't know who made these changes, but once you hover over your change, uh, letter or alphabet or like sentence, you will find who made this change. From here, you will find that who inserted or who deleted these things. Right now, we are only like in the present scenario, we are only like this document is written by me, so I know that I am the one who's making changes. But if there are many, like I work with a document that we were somewhere around like 30 people were working on the same document. So in those scenarios, this thing is actually very helpful. Just to give you the idea that we were working on a very big transaction. It was a $4.5 billion transaction. Almost 33 banks were involved. My bank was one of them. And I was actually the one who's taking care of the documentation from my bank's behalf. So yeah, there are so many people were involved, and of course, uh, when so many people are involved, then of course you need to make sure that the things when going out of your from your hands, it should be the correct one. And when you receive back the document from the other 33 people, you want to make sure that nobody has deleted any of the condition. So then this thing helps. Track changes help, restrict document helps. So let's say, and the document was of almost, just to give you the idea, because of the size of the document, loan, like it was $4.5 billion. So the size of the document was 10,000 pages. So 10,000 pages, if I have to read those 10,000 pages again and again, it will kill me. So I read it once, and then once I save it, then what happened? Everyone who's saving or changes or making changes, those are highlighted like this one. So I don't have to read those 10,000 pages again. I just only go to that specific, you can say the amendments or changes, and I make sure that if this is in line with my approval, or do I want it or I don't want it. So all of these things I was actually involved in it. Once you are done with it, like if you are happy with the document, you finalize it. It simply says stop protection. Now you want to finalize the document, because you don't send your document with these cuttings and these things. So now this is the time that you want to finalize your document click OK, right? And then you can just simply like if you accept this one, just to before working with this one, I want to show you one more thing. If you are accepting all of it, you can also go here and then no markup. If you click it, and then you see all the things that you have done is now hidden. Nobody can see what were the changes you made or what were the changes made in this document. So this is one way of directly printing this document. But what system has done, it has accepted all the changes that you have created in, or someone has created in this document. But if you want to make it by yourself, you want to make sure that all the changes that were made, you put your comment. Just to give you the idea, you see this is deleted by someone, and once I say no markup, it has deleted this part. Why? Because it feels that because it was the deleted one, so it has accepted that change. The same way, I just want to show you one more thing. All markup. So you see this was added by someone. So if someone has added something and I have not deleted it, so once I select no markup, what it has done, it feels that I have accepted this change. So it has in the final document, it has shown me this agreement as the final document, and it has shown me everything as it is. Let me work with this. How you can work with the changes provided by the other people. Once you say all markup, you will see everything. And then let's say if let's take the example. I don't want this change to happen. I'll select I select this change. I go on the top, and then if I don't want this change, I'll just say okay, reject this change. So now you see the change that was made is not deleted. So it means that was not implemented. Someone let's say someone proposed me to delete this part. Let's say if I accept this thing, I just go to this one, accept, and move to next. So now you see it's all done. Someone has given this comment. If I want to keep this comment, it's okay. If I don't want to keep this comment, I can remove it. Either I can delete it, but because the most important part is done, so I don't need to go further. I can just simply go on the top, say no markup, and my document is good to go for the customer, right? I'll keep the comments for future use. Let's say in future someone says that no, I wanted that agreement, I wanted that things to be appear in your agreement, but you deleted it. So you have the saved comments who proposed to delete this comment, right? To delete that part of the document. So that's how you can work with the like restrict editing part. Like you can restrict the agreement, then give the document to other people with the track changes. Everybody will update their part. Once it come back to you, you can either accept it or you can reject it. The same way it is like if you have a lot of changes, you can go clicking this one, you can go to the previous changes, you can go to the go forward for the next changes. So you can like if it's a big document, you can actually swap or not the swap, the right word is you can search the next topic or the next comment or next change in the document using the next or previous buttons here, right? These are called commands, but just to give you the idea that I'm using buttons more often because I feel that they are technically the buttons to work with it. So yeah, so once you so this is we are done with the the review page. Always remember that this page, if you can work on this page, it is you can say it is intermediate level page, like where you have a lot of options available for very advanced sort of word usage, where I have never seen people who are mostly using this part specifically except for those who are really working with the bigger documents. So just to give you an idea, if you can work with it, it is not nice to have, but actually it is something which is very, you can say only the people who are working on intermediate or advanced level, those are working on this tab. So, yeah. So let's start working with the next topic, which is we have the table of content. Table of content. So we are left with two topics only, the table of content, and the next one is mailing. So these are the two topics. Uh, so you can work with it. If you find that if you have any problem, like we have, like last half an hour will remain and we will work together. Like I'll be seeing your screen in the last half an hour. But just in case if we don't get that much time remain, technically rest of the buttons are very easy, like it just click of a button. But I want to share your screen when we will be working with the table of contents or when we will be working with the mailing. So I just want to make sure that you can work with it. Rest of the things are just selection and clicking the button. So I'm not very much worried about those because it's as simple as whatever you want, you just select it and then click the button. But right now, what we are learning is something, not just the click of a button, but actually making something ready for clicking the button. Let's start working with this one. So when you are working with the table of content, first thing you need to decide that what you want to show on your table of content. So let's make that part. So I'm just creating some of the thing, like normally you are not bringing every word in your table of content. You only bring the headings or subheadings. This document does not have any heading or subheading. So I am just creating some of the headings like some of the words are headings and some of the words as subheadings. So let me make it this one as, let's say I want, I'm just making it for the sake of this exercise. I'm making it as heading. So how we can make it? So you remember in the very first class, I skipped some of the places, which is this one, the styles. So I'm just making this one. So let me make this one as ensuring as my heading number 1. By saying heading number 1 does not mean that this is the number of the heading. It is actually the size of the heading. So let's say if I say heading number 1, so it has a specific size. So if I select the next heading as heading number 1, it will have the same size, right? But I don't want to place both the heading one on this page. I just want to make the second heading, this one as the second heading, so that we can work with table of content. So I just click this one like as a heading number 2. So this is all about the heading number 2 means, which is the subheading of the top one. Again, let's go to the next page, and let's say this one is heading number 3. I don't know how far it is. So let's say this one is heading number 3. So again, this is uh, like let's make a heading number 2 again. So again, this one is heading number 2. Why? Because the distance between the two headings is so far away, you will not feel that difference. So I'll be making the heading number 3 in the next one, because that has a lot of information, like a lot of lines. So you'll feel the importance of it. So let's make it here. Let's say this one is heading number 1 in this page. I'll select it. So again, it will be of the same size that we have selected the first one. This one will be heading number 2. So let's say this one is heading number 2. So this heading will be the main heading, and this will be the subheading of this one. And now I just make this one as third heading. So it will become the subheading of the second one. And then let's say this one, after this one, we have more subheadings. So I'll make this one as heading number 3. So just let me, I just remove the drop cap because it's making it difficult for me to work with it. So I am just so I'll just make this one as heading number 3. And if you see the size of the heading, you will get the idea what I was talking about. So let me make it heading number 3. So now you see these one, the size of this one, the size of this one is same. Let's select the heading number 4. But we'll be selecting this one as a 3 number as well. Right. So you will find that the size of this one, size of this one, and size of this one is same. And all of these 3 will be the subheading of this one, and this will be the subheading of this one. And then let's make some other heading numbers, heading size 1 and 2 to finish it up. This one is, let's say, heading number 1, and then this one is heading number 2. So again, these heading number 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are not the number of headings. These are actually the size of it. Like you are selecting that I want this heading to be of this size, this heading to be of this size, this heading to be of this size. So this one is 2. So once you're done with it, there are many, but let's make the thing with this one. So table of content is always on the very first page. So just make your table of content. I'm just making it here, and I keep it here intentionally so that you will get the idea how you can play with the other things as well. So let's say I want to bring my table of content in this place, like on the very first page. You go to the references, and then you click the table of content. So there are different style. You can select which one you want to use, like the contents or table of contents or manual table of contents. Let me go with the first one. Like heading number 1 will be the main heading, heading 2 will be the subheading of it, and heading number 3 will be subheading of heading number 2. So let's click this one, and then you will see that your table of content is ready. All of your ensuring was on page number 1, 1, 1, 3, 6, 6, 6. All of these 3, all of it is. You see, I have selected one of it, and I have selected the entire paragraph instead of one line. So you can see here, it's not look that good because it's not the part of the document. I'll correct it, don't worry, but you will get the idea. And then heading 1 is here, then heading number 2 are actually here. The only thing is why I did this exercise for you. You see, on the table of content, there is nothing else except the table of content itself. But I kept it here. You see, this document should not be on the page number 1. It is on page number 1, and it is mentioned here as on page number 1 too, right? It should not be on page number 1. Rather, it should be on the page number 2 because this is my document, and this page is only about the table of content. So I push the document to the page number 2. But when I come to my table of content, it shows my document to be still on page number 1. What I can do, I can go to the first thing. I have to correct one more thing, which is like arranging and preparing. I need to make sure that all of it does not look like one complete paragraph or like one word. I want to make sure that only arranging should appear in my table of content, not the entire paragraph. So let me correct that thing as well. Here it is. So here I'll just make it. I make this regular sentence, and then I'll make it only the first word as my heading. Number, let's say 2, right? And then, yeah, so whatever the changes I wanted to make, I made it. And then when I come to my table of content, you see the paragraph is still there. This one is still showing on the page number 1. So I made the changes. I corrected my things the way I wanted, but it is not updated here, right? So I can go to review again. Sorry, references again. Because table of content is in the references. So I come here, and then I just need to click update table. Update entire table, because I have not only changes the page numbers, I also updated the paragraph here. So I'll be selecting update entire table, click OK. And now you see your table of content is now corrected. So this one ensuring is still showing on page number 1. So let me see why it's showing on page number 1. See, I have not pushed it properly downside, or when I was removing the paragraph, it comes in this page. You can just again one more click, and then now it's on the right page. Come back, and then update table, update entire table, just to make sure that nothing is making trouble. And then you can see your table of content here. I know a little bit work is done in the table of content, so I'll be working with you. That's why I just cover all the things which are very small. Just clicking the button, I covered that one first, because I know that these are small things you will understand without my working with you on your screens. But table of content, it requires some practice, and it also requires me to work with you on your screens. So yeah, now you can see that that all the like heading one that we have chosen are here in the left corner. All the headings that we have chosen as heading 2 are in this line, and all the headings that we have chosen as heading number 3 are here. So you can see those differences. So that's how you can create the table of content. You want me to do it one more time, or you are okay with it, or I start working with your system? Yeah, Speranza and Nazia.
It's quite difficult, but we will try.
It's a little bit different. Yeah, it's not difficult.
I'm
It's
getting
yeah,
the
comparing to the other things that we have done, right? Yeah, that's why I kept it separate. I kept it for the last, because I know if I started working with this one, you would have forget about this one and the other things as well. So I covered the easiest part first, so that we can work with these things. Yeah. So let's instead of working by myself, let's working on your screens. So you will get the idea. When you will be doing it on your screen, you'll be getting it faster. Okay.
yeah.
So I work with both of you on your screens. Before doing that part, like if we cover this table of content today, don't worry about it. We are not in a hurry. We will cover the mailings in the next class. But my concern is rest of the topics were just click of a button. So we cover those things. Only the thing which requires our practicing, I just kept it for the last session. So if we are unable to cover this, what's it called, the table of content, like if you only able to cover the table of content, we'll cover the next part in the next class. Don't worry. So mailings we will be doing in the next class. So don't worry about it. Okay. So let's work with the table of content. I am pausing the recording so that you don't have to watch like 3 hours video for nothing. I'll just pausing the video, and now we'll be working on your screens. Okay. Let me pause my screen. So see, right now it does not have the numbers, right? Ensuring and everything. I did not selected any bullet or numbers, so it is coming without the numbers. But just let's say if I have right now, I just give the numbers to all of them. Like I just give them the bullet numbers 1, 2, 3. So I need to update it in my table of content. How I can do that? I can just simply go to the references, update table, and then update entire table. Click OK. So now I got the numbers. The only thing is, you see, these are all different numbers. Like you see, 1 is coming here, 2 is there, 3 is here, then 4, 5, 6. All of them are in different line. They doesn't look good. But why it happens? Because we created like these are our paragraphs, separate paragraphs, and we ourselves assign them as paragraph, subparagraph, and subparagraph, right? So what we can do, we can actually give the number 1 as the actual head, like number. This is my subparagraph, so numbering should be different, not this one. This is also the number 2, so we'll be selecting the proper, you can say, numbering to each of them. Then you'll get the number in the same sequence. So let's say my first paragraph is my first number is the main heading, and the 2 and 3 are subheading, right? So I'll just go to the 2 number. This is my heading, and this is my subheading. So subheading should not be in the same line. It should be a little bit on the right side. So if I go to home tab, in the home tab, you see I have one button which is increase indent. If I click it, then you see it has make it as A. It has minimize the size. I mean, it has move it towards the right, and then it has, instead of number 1, it has given it as number 2. So once I done it, I have to go to the next one. Again, this one is number 2, but actually this one is the subheading. So I'll be pushing it towards the right, and then it's now B, right? And then if you go to the next line, all of your numbers are already together, so they don't have any problem. I did manually, so maybe I have to adjust the numbers here. Oh, it has already adjusted. So you see, this is my heading number 2. Sorry, heading number 1. I can see it, and this is my heading number 2. If it is heading number 2, see here, just increase the indent. So I'll just increase indent one time. Now it becomes the subheading of number 2. And this one is again heading number 3. So it means it is not heading number 2, it is heading number 3. So I have to I have to increase the indent 2 times because it is the subheading of this A. I'll click this one time, it become heading number 2. If I click one more time, it has become part 1 of this heading, right? So we keep on doing the same thing, like we will be selecting this one as heading number 1. So it is actually heading number 2. I'll be selecting it as I will increase the heading. So you see, this is A, this is B. This is the subheading of this one. Once it's applied in the document, then you'll see this one is heading number 3. So I'll be increasing the indent by 2 times, 1, 2. And then this one is heading number 1. So it will be remaining on its place. Then heading number 2. So I'll be making 2 times indent. And then this one is heading number 2. So I'll be making one indent here as well. So increase the indent. And then, yeah. So let's say if I want to make heading number 2, this one also, I can also make it, but let's keep it as it is. And then we come back to the table of content and then see what is the impact of it. Right now, they don't look good because the serial is same, but they are everywhere. Like they are going right, left, everywhere. Like it's like the wavy. But now, once I update the table, then you'll see what it is look like. It looks actual numbering. So let me update the table. Update entire table. Click OK. And now you will see A. These are the 2 subheadings. In the 2, this is the subheading, and this is different line. But if you see 1, 2, they are all in one line. And then the subheadings are all in one line. And there is subheading of subheading.
Can you repeat one more time? How can you make it? I didn't see it.
We'll do it again one more time. So for you, okay, let me do it that way. Let me save it. Because I have a lot of stuff in this page, so I just create one more page, okay? Don't worry. Let me bring a blank document.
Yesterday, my kids giving me a hard time. I cannot focus on the class.
My money. This is my money. Mama, why are you laughing? Oh, why are you laughing? The ball,
This one so that we don't lose it because I am tracking that what we have covered through my documents. So yeah. So now let's say if I want to give all of it a number, let's make the table of content. Okay. So select all of them. I just give them the number 1, 2, 3. Right. After giving them number, I just bring the table of content here. How can I bring it? Simply table of content. I'm just doing it on the same page just to show you that how the numbers are changing and all those sort of stuff. Okay. So let me make this one as table of content. first let's make the headings. So ensuring, let's say, is number 1. Go to Home tab, heading number 1. Preparing is heading number 2. Like the size of the heading is number 2. Liaison is heading number 3. Let's say this is the third 3 size heading. Then viewing is again 3 size heading. Then this one is heading number 2, and this one is heading number 3. Because we don't have a heading, so we are just creating these headings. Like it's like once you have the real document, it does have the real heading. So let me make this one. This one was, so make it heading number 3 one more time, and then here let me make it as heading number 1. This one is heading number 2. This one is heading number 3. So I'm just creating like a few headings so that we can apply the table of content on this one. Heading number 3. And this paragraph is heading number, let's say, 1. One more time. This one is also heading number 1. And this one is also heading number 1. Right? So we have some headings, and then let me like push some of the things to different pages so that we can see it. So I just push it to the next page. How I can do it? Page break. So now I have this thing on different page, right? So let's play with it. If I want to bring one table of content here, I'll select before the document, and then I'll just go to the like references, click the table of contents, and then I'll say click here. See, I got the table of content here. It says all of these are on page 1, but I don't want them on page number 1. So what I'll do, I'll just go down, push them. If I select here, just to give you the idea, if you select here, it will make it number 2. So I don't want you to click here. You click on the top of it and then bring it here. Just in case, if you click one time here, like if you don't have a space, you are very much near to it, like you are here somewhere, you don't have a space to make one or something, that in that scenario, you like your document is like this, click one time, now you got one space up. Click the backspace, now your document has enough space, you can just push it down, right? So now your document is on next page. Now you see everything is on its right place, but it is not updated in this table of content. First thing, we need to make sure that the numbers are corrected for the page numbers. So we'll just simply say update table, and then I'll say update entire table, click OK. And now everything, you can see the page numbers are corrected, right? The next thing, I was telling you that the numbers are not in the right sequence. Let me see if I have the recording is, yeah. So you see the numbers are not in the same sequence, like 1, 2, 3 are like wavy. But the reason is we have created the main, you can say the bullets into the heading by ourselves. What we can do, we can give them the right numbering. Like for the heading number 1s, we'll keep them as it is. For the heading number 2, we give them 1 indent, and for the heading number 3, we give them 2 indents. Then they will look much nicer. So let's go with that one. This one, you see, this is my, if you go to the home tab, this is my heading number 2. This is my heading number 3, heading number 1, right? So I'll keep it as it is. For the heading number 2, like for the heading number 2, I can see it here. I'll just give them 1 indent. Then this one is heading number 3. We can see it here. So just give it 2 indent, because 1 indent is for making it the subheading, and then it's not the subheading, it is the subheading of subheading. So give 1 more indent. Again, this one is again heading 3. So it means it is the subheading of subheading. So tab, tab. So it comes to the to the right place. And then you go to the next heading, which is like, again, this is heading number 2. So you give it 1 tab. And then this one is heading number 3. You can give it like 2 times because it's 3. So just give it 1 more time. And instead of tab, instead of tab, you can also do the increase indent from here as well. This one is heading number 3. So again, we will be pressing the increase indent sign here. And you can see that they are now all coming into the right shape. So go down, 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 down. Go to the next one. This is heading number 1. We'll keep it as it is. Heading number 2 requires 1 indent. Just press 1 indent. This one is heading number 3. Heading number 3 requires 2 indent. 1, 2. This one is again heading number 3. We'll be giving it 2 indents. 1, 2. Then we have the liaison, which is the heading number 1. So we'll keep it as it is. This one, heading number 1, we'll keep as it is. This is heading number 1, we'll keep as it is, right? So we updated them in a way we can we have segregated the main heading, the heading number 2, and the size of the heading number 3 with the different styles of bullets. So once we update the table, then you will see how it how the real table will look like. So click it. Now click it. So now you see all the 1, 2, 3 are in one line. They are now aligned. Your A, B are aligned here. And then if you see the subheading of subheading, they are aligned too. You got it? It needs a little bit of practice, don't worry. If you want, I can continue. Otherwise, we can practice it in the next class, as you wish. I don't mind. Speranza.
If you send me those recordings, I could practice myself tomorrow. That way I catch up with you guys, because my document, I haven't done anything. So that way I could practice if you send me those recordings. Pictures and all that stuff.
I'm now stopping, stopping the recording so that you can have it for the review in the next class, after the class. Yeah, so we are done with the class. So if you have any question about it, we can go with it. Otherwise, we can just complete today's class.
No, I'm fine. Thank you. Thanks so much for helping me.